In a few days from now, this Tejas Mk1A fighter will take off for the first time and should be in service with the Indian Air Force within months. It's painted yellow now, the color of its primer, but it will be fully painted in the Indian Air Force's grey paint scheme before being handed over. The Tejas Mk1A, the newest variant of the Made in India fighter jet, is at the center of India's Atmanirbharta drive. By the time the project finishes, there will have been 3 variants. The original Tejas Mk1, of which 37 jets are presently in service, the Tejas Mk1A, and the Tejas Mark2, a substantially larger platform. The key question, though, is this: is the Tejas Mk1A still relevant at a time when China has invested in stealth fighters, now rolling out its 300th J-20 stealth fighter? 2 brand new stealth designs have also been spotted. Some call them 6th-generation fighters. In other words, 2 generations ahead, technology-wise, of where the Tejas stands. The Hindustan Aeronautics Limited chief, though, says the Tejas has its own space.
Any Air Force would have a bunch of aircraft having different roles. Right? The Alpha, Mark 1 Alpha fits a certain role. The Mark 2 will fit a certain role as a replacement for the Jaguars, and this is a replacement for the big 21s, basically interceptor role. So I think it's a bouquet of aircraft that they would have. So the stealth would have its own position and requirement. So I don't think it's a question of this or that. I think both will be required, and in numbers.
For now, though, the Tejas Mk1A remains the key focus. In February 2021, the government signed a contract for 83 Tejas Mk1A fighters, including 10 twin-seat trainers valued at 45,696 crores. In April 2024, the government issued an order for an additional 97 Tejas Mk1A jets at 65,000 crores. This was cleared by the government this August. Therefore, the total investment in the project stands at a whopping 1,10,000 crores. The Tejas has what's called an all-glass cockpit. It's a cockpit designed by Indian pilots and engineers for an Indian requirement. I've had the opportunity of checking it out on a sortie on the Tejas Mk1 trainer. What's the Tejas Mk1A cockpit all about? Let's take a look. Never easy getting into a fighter cockpit, particularly for someone like me, 6'2". But this cockpit it's superb. And in having flown sorties on the F-16, the F-18, the Yas-39 Gripen, on the MiG-35, on the Su-30 Mk1A, on the Sea Harrier, and I probably could go on, I can tell you that this is as good and as functional a cockpit as any among those aircraft. It's a hands and throttle and stick configuration. The pilot has got all of the controls on the throttle, on my side over here, and on the stick. And between the throttle and the stick, they can essentially fly the aircraft effectively by looking out and up. Situational awareness is absolutely critical. So all of the key information that is needed comes over here in the head-up display. That has all the essential flight parameters. To make it more contemporary, the Tejas Mk1A that you see here will be armed with state-of-the-art long-range air-to-air missiles called the Meteor, which already equip India's fleet of Rafale fighters.
In the second version, we will also have another missile coming in from MBDA. So the capabilities of this are only going to increase.
And the Meteor, right?
The
Meteor,
Meteor,
what might come in.
The Meteor.
For the Mark 2?
For the second batch.
Of Mk1A?
Yes, Mark 1 Alpha.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So this is a aircraft which has a huge growth potential.
The big question, when will HAL be ready with its next big Tejas project? The Tejas Mark 2, a bigger and more substantial aircraft. If all goes well, the first flight of the Tejas Mark 2 will happen by the end of the year. It'll take 4 years to certify the aircraft. It'll be ready for manufacture by 2030. The Tejas Mk1A, though, is badly late. It should already have been serviced with the IAF in sizable numbers. The Tejas Mk1A project was originally scheduled to deliver its first jet to the Indian Air Force by the 31st of March 2024, but persistent engine supply issues from GE Aerospace delayed the initial rollout by several years. By March this year, after a 2-year delay from the anticipated engine delivery timelines, General Electric finally shipped the first of 99 F404 IN-20 engines to Hindustan Aeronautics. This engine that you see here was delivered just last week. Delays in jet engines aside, the fighter has faced challenges including software glitches, radar integration delays, and missile compatibility issues, which have strained the Indian Air Force's squadron strength. For Hindustan Aeronautics, it's now or never. The government has invested massively in the company. Will the Indian jet manufacturer deliver for the IAF and give it the capability that it wants? Vishnu Som for NDTV.